What's up, you guys? Ashanti here. I'm coming to you all in the middle of my studio while I'm packaging up orders for my business. But I just wanted to take time out of my day to acknowledge Shenequwa and Ashanti from A&S Consultants. Listen, if you guys are hesitant or have any questions just about the credit repair process, the journey, or you're looking for individuals that you can trust to start your credit repair journey for you and actually get you results, trust Ashanti and Shenequwa. I'm gonna just put it out there. My credit score has increased 180 points, and I'm gonna show you guys receipts as well as give you a brief history on what my journey was like before I started the process with them. Okay, so like most people when they first leave high school, starting off in college, you don't necessarily have any like education on credit or trade lines and things of that nature because they don't teach you this in school, and I wonder why. But anyway, you don't necessarily have the education. So starting off, I didn't necessarily have bad credit per se. But, you know, when it comes to these companies, whether it is you're getting a loan, trying to get an apartment, a business loan, no matter what it is, bad credit is basically equal to no credit whatsoever because they have no history to look at. So I first started off my first trade line, I think around sophomore year of college. And it was through a family member who offered to open like a credit card in my name. However, what I wasn't aware of was that, you know, it wasn't necessarily just a favor per se because they actually needed the trade line. And that's where I went wrong. Parents told me that. But they opened up the credit card in my name and they were, you know, making the payments on time. Everything was fine. Up until I think they hit like a rocky period where they didn't. And I wasn't aware, but I remember 6 months later, I just looked at my credit profile and there was just, you know, what do you call the derogatory mark on there in regards to that. But even despite that, I still managed to keep my credit score up above like 630. Then eventually I got my first car in my name, which I always made my payments on time for. I was literally on top of it. I also opened up a trade line with a retail company that I was working for at the time while I was in school, and made all those payments on time. But it wasn't until after I transferred to my second institution where I hit a period where I was just like financially in a really bad place. I was working and going to school full time, but the hours weren't adding up like with this new job to keep up with the payments as well as start my business. So it was either make the payments or start my business that would generate me thousands of more dollars. So I personally chose the business route. Now, if you can get your own investor, that'd be great. Go ahead and do that. Get your loan. Don't do what I did. I personally wanted to be my own investor. So eventually my car got repossessed, unfortunately. So to anybody that has ever gone through, you know, something, an asset getting taken from you, whether it be a car, just anything of the nature, it's not your fault. Okay? It is not your fault, and I don't want anyone to feel like it's your fault. Sometimes things just happen, but it doesn't mean that you just deserve to have these things on your credit for like 7 years, especially when these companies end up selling, you know, your accounts to these third-party companies, which by the way is illegal, and try to get double enrichment on what it is that you owe them after they've already written it off on their taxes. It's freaking ridiculous, right? So I started my credit repair journey with A&S. I believe it was January 25th. And I'm gonna show you guys what my score was before as well as what it is now. And before I show you guys this, I did want to mention there was one derogatory mark like on my credit report with an insurance company. But after that one derogatory mark and the repossession, this is what it brought my credit score down to. And this is a combination of the two things that I mentioned as well as the late reports, because this is what these, you know, scamming dealerships and, you know, bank companies do. They'll, you know, report it across all 3 bureaus, and then also include every single late payment that you've had on there, which also each late payment makes your score go down and down and down. Mind you, I had a perfect payment history for 2 solid years. But then that whole 4-month period prior to the repossession, that also has been marked on the credit. So that contributed to what this score was before. So I am scrolling on my Identity IQ account, and I'm about to show you guys where I was at in January. And this is following graduating college, you know. Congrats, class of 2019.
These were my deficient scores
back in January of this year, 2020. Ridiculous. I'm going to show you guys just a little bit about the history. So this is where you can see all of this stuff. Like, I paid on time, okay, for the first 2 years. This is around the time where I hit that financial rep, around the time I was graduating from college. As you can see, the company put every single late payment that I had down, including the repossession itself, which already is like close to 100 points. So that brought my score down tremendously. This was the collection from the insurance company that I was telling you guys about. And this was the pretty much responsible trade line that I had opened on my own. So as you can see, everything was paid on time here. I only had one late payment recorded here, which by the way, they were able to remove also. So everything is updated to current, which I'm grateful for. So yeah, like those 2 marks, as well as all the hard inquiries that were on my report, because obviously it took me time to realize why I kept getting freaking denied. Then one day I decided to check my credit and find out why. As well as like the setback that, you know, that family member gave me from opening something in my name, contributed to those scores. But there's a bright side to everything. God gets the glory, because guess what? Okay, when you're in his will, things work out for your favor. So this is my score today, and this is after only like probably like 80 days. This is where I'm at now, my highest being 637. Now I'm still waiting on TransUnion and Experian to catch up, but the reason why this one is so high, my repossession was removed from my credit report as if it never happened. Under 90 days, a 637, which is freaking amazing, considering that it was literally about almost 200 points below prior to my journeys. And I thank God for that. Yeah. So I've been on my journey for at least 90 days now, with Ashanti and Shenequwa. And after, you know, them sending off the letters, getting all the information that they needed for me, I literally just sat back and relaxed, didn't have to do anything. They used their expertise. So yeah, if you guys are looking for consultants that you can trust with this whole credit repair journey and credit repair process, you want to start your business, okay, you have goals, getting your own apartment, whatever it is that you need, trust them to do it. Trust in the process. It's going to take time, but it's very well worth it. And I'm forever grateful. And I am still going to continue on my journey until I get up to that 700 score mark that I desire. And I'm about to open up a new trade line, which I'm extremely excited for. So yes, thank you so much, Ashanti and Shenequwa, as well as A&S Consultants.